All right, here we go. This is game 3 between these two teams, and this time we are on Salt. It's going to be, once again, the red team on the left side. It is hawk485 in the Pax Helix and Happy Death in the Classic Striker. Their opponents, once again, it is going to be the Carbon team, Sport87Recife in the Black Ops Striker, and red-dog once again. How many times have I said that? In the Medic Osprey. So red-dog switching back to the Osprey, while Happy Death has chosen to stick with the Striker, Hawk, and Sport, maintaining the same mechs. Salt is, honestly, Salt has kind of developed to become one of the most interesting maps. And what I mean by developed, I mean the meta for Salt has developed to kind of, it tends to produce a lot more exciting, interesting games. Players have realized that they do have more options on this map, so you're not at as much of a loss. Wow, why can't I talk for this third game? You are not at as much of a loss for moves as you were in the past, because players kind of realize that they have a lot more options, even though it doesn't even really look like it. So it does look like Sport going for the top, starting the mid-fight already, where red team gonna go more standard, take their first outpost first, and actually red team starting on the bottom for the mid, not starting on the top side yet, whereas Carbon team going for both. Happy Death realizing that he can harass, but did finish one creep, so the Carbon team will be a little bit behind in their outpost capturing. Now manually being ferried over here. Now it is going to be once again a fight for mid. Red team shifting all of their units up from the low ground, so they will finish off this T99, the remaining units very quickly. Happy Death already working on the bottom. Sport with the sergeants for some reason. I'm guessing he's going to try to neutralize the left side, the bottom left outpost. But here at the top, it is the Osprey versus the Helix. And the Osprey with the Dillos, so not going to be as, not as effective, probably, as if you went with the heavier Longhorn, or even Gemini. And actually, Happy Death getting finished in the air by Sport there. Interesting. Interesting turn of events. But the mid-fight is still fairly even, 28 to 27 upkeep, so both teams are basically keeping up with each other, but Hawk getting finished off, T99 actually getting the last hit on the landing there. Sport bringing the Tesla Tower, putting it smack face dab into the as close to the outpost as possible, which is what you really should do, because it does not have to rely on line of sight to fire, or even path of travel for the lightning. This lightning is ridiculous. Happy Death taking the first box basically right when it spawns. And an insane line for the Carbon team, or for the red team, whereas the Carbon team is a little bit more scattered. But I think more artillery up for the Carbon team. Yes, 3 versus I think 5? No, 4. I don't even know anymore. I think red-dog took some back. No. Either way, it's just so even. At this point, it's who, which team allocates the resources a little bit better. And by resources, you gotta think you're including mech, fire, and attention. Who's gonna dedicate more, mech micro and stuff to the mid-fight rather than split up? Who does that in a more effective way? Happy Death able to snipe that generator with the 2 Dillos that were initially going for Fort on attack command, but were then switched to hold position to kill the generator. Interesting little move there by Happy Death. Taking back the Rebel? Was that a Rebel that he dropped there? But Hawk, very close to being finished off, but Sport now a little bit, okay. Gonna go back. Full, wait, is he doing the double? Yeah, he's going the 2 and 2, Blaster and Energy. So the Dillo, I think, hit the fort, yes. And actually Sport getting finished off there by Happy Death. So the Carbon team taking a little bit of damage, while the red team is now pushing out from bottom with Rebels. Red-dog definitely does see this, but their defenses at the bottom are rather light. Happy Death pushing to clear whatever heavy mines are there with a few of the Rebels. Will he send the rest of them? I'm not sure. I don't even know if the red team, if the Carbon team scouted it, but red-dog getting focused in the air, Hawk getting the finish there. But I don't know how much it'll really matter too much. The defensive lines here are just so established that I don't think the red team's going to be able to get too many snipes. Hawk grabbing box number 2, so both boxes so far going to the red team. Red team with a slight advantage, and the only kills in the game, 1 on each of their opponents. But Hawk with the missiles. The missiles do so well because I think they do more damage than air guns for the I believe that's still the case. Pretty sure that was the case in the past. Trying to focus Sport in the retreat there. Might have been able to actually get the focus if they both committed to it, but neither did, really. Carbon team briefly taking the mid, but not really going to stay there. Red team clearing more of their platform units, of their mesa units in the center. So they can, you know, create a wider spread. They have a little bit more room to play with. It's not a tremendous thing, but it does, you know, prevent the T-99 from firing down onto those units should they put them there. R3ddog low in health, does drop, does Q heal, does stay alive. But being pinned down by both red mechs, and one of them is a Helix. So Hawk getting finished on the ground there, and pushing the Carbon team back just a little bit. Sport with the, wow, that was a lot of death. How did he accomplish that? I guess both of those units were pretty low on health to begin with. Now the rebels are coming up for Happy. He's gonna swarm mid, but there's a lot of turret units in the way here to block of their own. So will they actually, I don't know where he's sending these, and if he's sending them, they need to actually use them before they get themselves, you know, killed by the Carbon army. Carbon team actually pretty, you know, getting pushed back, and Sport almost getting killed, but R3ddog as the Osprey able to heal him up there. That's great team synergy. Sport trying to focus Happy Death there, but not going to be able to get it. Red team briefly taking the outpost, but the Carbon team losing a lot of units. Most rebels actually that Happy Death sent over there are actually finished off right there, just mostly due to the positioning. They got finished off by their artillery very quickly instead of being either swarming the, you know, the Carbon units on the right or being held back in order to have an easier time to do a timing push or something like that. Sport catching this buster drop, so Happy Death going to retreat him. But the Carbon team, oh man, I was about to say the Carbon team in dire straits. Then I looked at the upkeep and it's relatively even. Actually, Carbon team's ahead. So I'm a little confused about that. I could have sworn that the red team killed a ton of the Carbon units, but I guess I didn't really realize how many rebels worth of upkeep were in the red team army, and basically all of them are dead. There's only one left. And Hawk, whoa, where the heck did that even happen? Over here, as you can see with the fireworks. Hawk getting finished up by Sport. But now R3ddog gonna start microing to the other side of mid. I guess the rebels really did cost the red team. Will they be able to get the neutralization? They might, but all of their rebels are getting killed anyway, so even if they get the neutral, will they be able to make anything of it? I don't think the answer is yes. Most of their units are dead. There's only the one buster, and Happy Death needs to get back to his post, so I don't think he can even save the buster. R3ddog taking and controlling mid at this point. The entire top is clear. So many grinders. So many grinders. Oh, trying to follow Sport here, but all I needed to do was just focus his mech, huh? Should have just done that. But it's 14 to 59. The red team probably at this point realizes, whoop, well, probably game over. So, I mean, you can come back from a lot of things, but should you even try sometimes? Even if it is possible. I don't know. Because they're really far back, and now the Carbon team is pursuing. Oh wow, Sport just bolting away using afterburners there. But now they're going to push into the top post. R3ddog ferrying over a couple stingers and a couple more dillos and busters. This outpost is going to be neutral very soon. Even artillery already firing in. The artillery got shifted over. 26-61. It's basically 3-1 at this point. Pretty freaking close. And Sport neutralizing basically the red team's last outpost. Actually, essentially, yes. The red team's last outpost. Gonna take it under the control with their 4 creeps. And only one remains. Happy Death and Hawk. I don't even know what you're thinking at this point if you're gonna think about comeback. How would you even accomplish it? this is probably going to be GG, I would imagine. Oh, actually, R3ddog getting finished off in the air. Not that it matters at this point, but, hey, a kill is a kill is a kill, I guess. A goalie drop at the top. Oh, God. Goalie drop to do fort damage. Still probably pounding away. There it is. Oh, all the way back to the beginning because R3ddog just respawned. But Hawk dropping the grinder to finish off. But again, does it even matter anymore? Sport saving the Goliath, and it does look like Red Team acknowledges they have been overwhelmed. They have been outplayed. And this best of 3 series going to the Carbon Team, R3ddog and Sport87Recife. But obviously, extremely high level play by happydeath and Hawk as well. This Salt game kind of got away from me, guys, to be quite honest, so I'm probably going to have to rewatch it. I did all 3 games in a row, so at this point I'm a little bit tired. But can always appreciate great play. That mid-fight at top confused the balls out of me. I thought the red team won it, but all of a sudden the Carbon team still had more units. And I say all of a sudden because that's how it felt in my brain, because I didn't really see it. I didn't really notice. My bad. But Delirious is Delirious. Sport87Recife taking, and R3ddog taking this best of 3 last game on Salt over happydeath and hawk485. I got a couple of good replays in the queue, so a lot to be excited for. Congrats again to the top 20 of January 2021. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the hype train for AirMech going, even though we haven't had any updates in a while. There's still a lot of possibilities. Hopefully we can get more custom maps going. Because custom maps, I know I've been saying this, I feel like a broken record, but custom maps are definitely the future. You know, Salt is great, Duel is great, but it's after after 8 years, it's time for a change. And user-created content is the change that we need, in my opinion. So if you guys are interested in making maps, get started, ask questions in the Discord, publish them, let us know, send us links, spam it in global chat, make your wiki page. You know, there's a lot more lifetime that we can get out of this if we want to, but we need to do it as a community. We need it together. This is RUI. That is game. See you next time.